Okay, can you tell me a little bit of Better Way of Miami and how you got started here and what services you provide here for your clients?
Yeah, of course. So Better Way of Miami started about 25 years ago. It was mostly AANA based program. I was at Camilla's house before, which is a program similar to this one. Better Way caters to the homeless population, mostly of Miami. But we treat both men and women, and we're a residential treatment facility. Um, the clients, when they come in, will come in from the street voluntarily, or they'll come from court. And once they get into the program, they're here with a residential counselor, which is me and two other individuals, for 60 days. After 60 days, they can either successfully leave the program and go back out on their own, or they can stay in and continue treatment with our day-night modality. And with that, depending on their funding source, they can stay in the program for anywhere from 6 months to almost 2 years. After 30 days, they're allowed to leave with a strength, which means that they're allowed to leave with another person that's over 30 days. They're never allowed to leave out into the street without some type of strength, which is a good system, which has kept a lot of people actually from using when they've gone out in the street. We try and find them housing. We try and get them, say if they're younger or if they're interested, back in school. We try and find them long-term employment, not just static short jobs, because we want to actually get them out there and not having to be dependent on Better Way. And whatever general services that they need. Do have long-term housing on site. Some of our clients in the other side of the building have lived here for up to 3 years, I believe. They have to work and they have to pay a certain amount of their salary into the program based on their compensation, and again based on whether they have Medicaid or Medicare, some kind of funding, Social Security, disability. Those things come into place. Recidivism rates out in South Florida after 18 months. Better Way is known for having a large number of alumni pass through and get out and become productive citizens. We take everybody, so we're not just taking individuals that are coming with just substance abuse or just mental health. Most of our clients have comorbidity problems. They have substance abuse and severe mental health issues. So there is a high relapse rate, especially within the first 2 weeks or so. Generally, if a person can make it past the first 2 weeks, they can do fairly well in treatment and usually complete residential.
Can you tell me a little bit about their healthcare needs and some disparities that they face when they're here, and some issues that you guys have to deal with?
Clients that come in here, I would say high blood pressure and diabetes is almost specifically all going to happen for any client over 40 years old, just because of the population that we serve too, and because of the poor dietary habits of homeless individuals and addicts. But the number one problem I would definitely say would be HIV. Right now, 8 out of my 14 clients do have HIV. As far as our female population goes, I would say almost 90-95% of them have HIV. And most of these individuals haven't been taking their medication regularly, and because of the opportunity that they might have to sell the medication while they were out in the streets, a lot of them...
You're talking about the antiretroviral medications
Yes.
that they're provided.
Like a Tripla and those different, because they cost thousands of dollars a month. For the ones that did get funding for the program from, say, like Care Resource or other programs in South Florida, they would actually sell the medication to fund their addiction.
Their habits.
So a lot of them come in with very low, T cell counts, and some of the clients who've come in have been, come in with not just HIV but AIDS into the program. So a big part of what we try and do is get them back on their medication, refer them out to other organizations like Care Resource and Empower You of Miami that can cater to them. They have to go and do T-cell tests and blood samples and stuff to see where they're at, and then they're prescribed the medication. But a big thing is because they haven't taken it so long, medication management is a definite need here. Stressing the importance of taking medication, what can happen if you don't take the medication, and and I think there's definitely a need for that, not just with our organization but with the addictions community in general. I have a weight room downstairs that the guys use on a daily basis, but yeah, of course there's definitely a need for all of those things, but the problem comes down to funding. We don't have the money or resources to provide them with these little extras that might make or break their treatment. If their symptoms become unmanageable, we'll send them over to Jackson. The first thing that we do with any client that comes in, if they don't have insurance, is make sure that they get a J11 card. A J11 card from Jackson allows them to go to Jackson or any outside clinic that works with Jackson to get services. Again, it's not the quickest thing because it is free, so usually they have to wait a couple weeks. So a lot of the times the guys do come in here sick. Unfortunately they stay sick, and then other people get sick, and they're living in rooms with 4 to 16 people in a room. So you see if one person comes in with the flu, the next week everybody's got the flu. But we actually took them because of the epidemic that happened to get flu shots 2 weeks ago. So all of them got their flu shots, and that was amazing because I was continually getting sick.
Yeah.